Alright, so my friend sent me some pictures the last day or two about this swarm trap, and it looks like there's a swarm in the trap, and then there's a swarm below the trap. Alright, so I don't know how much of that video shot, but I took this box here and just scraped the ones off the bottom, and now I don't know if these guys here are from the ones I just took off or not. So I'm gonna actually open this box up and see what's going on. Okay, so what's happened is there's not one in the box. They were underneath it, and actually, if you see there, they'd already started building comb. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna leave this box here and come back and pick it up tonight. So I've got some comb in there, and I raked all of them in there, plus that comb that they had built was scraped off in there as well. So we'll come back tonight and see if they're in this box, and if so, we'll take them from there. So what I'm going to do is open this up and get this comb out just to see if she had laid any eggs in it. There's a lot of bees in here. And then this is the comb that they'd already laid, or already built. It's got nectar in it, but I don't see any eggs in it yet. All right, we're back out here to this trap. I just moved a swarm away from here last week, and got a picture last night from the landowner here, and here's another one on the bottom. So last time we thought they were in the box and on the bottom, but when I looked in the box, there's only like a handful in the box. So I scraped the ones off the bottom, set up a box like right below them, and then come back at night and pick them up. So now I'm going to do the same thing. As you can see, this is a substantially bigger swarm than was on the last one. I think I got pictures of the last one. But as you can see, this is pretty good size. So I'm going to set my blocks up here so I can get the box as close to the bottom of this box as I can. And I'm going to scrape these in there and shut the lid. And then I'll actually pull the lid off again of this one to see how many is in there. Because you can see there's some going in and out of the box. But that's not the ones that are on the bottom of the box. So, did you see that guy right there wiggling? He's probably telling them of a place that he's found that they want to go check out to move to. They do that waggle dance for their home as well. So I'm gonna hurry up and get these scraped off into a box so maybe I can keep them. All right, so I'm gonna put this in there. I don't know that you guys can see, but there's open brood there. You can see some cap brood here, and it's got eggs and larvae on that side as well. This is to kind of hold them in this box because usually they won't leave open larvae like that, and just take off somewhere else. So I'm just going to put 2 frames in here for now, and then we're going to shake all these off in here, or actually scrape them off in here. So let's see how this goes. Next, I'm going to move these over to the side, and then very carefully do this. And as you can, I don't know if you can see it, but they've already got a piece of comb here. So that's a comb they already built, probably in the last day or two. Alright, I hope the queen's in there. So now what I'm going to do is get some more frames to put in here. And I'm going to try to brace this up a little bit. It's a little uneven, which is okay because they're only going to be here the rest of the day. I'll come back tonight and pick them up. Alright, put that kind of more level. And hopefully I got the queen in there. Alright, so now we're going to see if there's anything actually in that box. There's always been like bees in here, and I really don't understand why they keep trying to build on the bottom. So they've not built any in these frames. Well, a little bit there. Yeah, see, there's not. The bees that are in here are just like leftovers. And that's what I have a hard time figuring out why they keep trying to build on the bottom of this box. But either way, it's just as good. Because like I said before, you don't want to leave them in a swarm box for a long time because then they get all the cross comb built in it and you just have a mess. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't really care that they build on the bottom. It's just very strange that they keep doing that. And then even when I come back and get this box, there's still going to be ones that are up here going in and out of this box, and they'll stay here. Because I came back, last time I picked up a swarm trap from here, I came back the following day to pick up my blocks and stuff, because I did the same thing last time. You know, put it on blocks and put it down below it. And the next day, the bees were still up here. They were still going in and out. They were still gathering nectar. So, I don't know. I guess it's like that book, what you seen, what was it, How to Train Your Dragon? I guess they're going to have to give this landowner a book that's like, How to Train Your Bees. Tell them they need to go in the swarm box and not on the bottom of it. But anyway, that's where I'm going to leave it now. Looks like a lot of them are going in the box in the bottom. Not got a lot coming out of it. So I will leave these here. That's probably 5 pounds of bees. As you've seen, that was a big swarm on the back. So I will leave these here till tonight, and I will come back and get them. And we'll see what they turn out to be. Alright, today's April 29th, 2025. I'm just going to open this little 6-framer up here. This is actually a swarm I picked up last night. And the reason why it's not in a swarm box is because they were actually building comb on the bottom of the box, not in the box. So I just wanted to open this up and see what we got. Alright, looks like they may have left, because there is not many bees in here. Not as many as I shook out in the box. So they may have actually moved into the box after I scraped them off of here. So I guess I'm gonna head over there and see what's in the box, because there's not many bees in here. Alright, well, that was quick. So I need to go back over there where the swarm trap came from, because I think what they did was actually move into the box that was there, or they actually left. So I'll take a ride over and see. Okay, so we're back over here where that swarm came from. There's a lot of activity here. My guess is whenever I scraped them off the bottom, the queen somehow ended up back in this box. So that's where they made their home, instead of there where I had my other box. So let's open this up and see if they're in here. Which would mean I have to come back tonight and pick this box up. And yeah, I would say that's what's happened. So there's a lot of bees up here. There weren't this many bees in it. I'm doing this one-handed. Yeah. see down in there. Yeah, there's a lot of bees in here, so I don't think there's any need for me to go any further. I think they tricked me, and they moved into this box after I knocked them off the bottom. So pretty certain when I knocked them off, I didn't get the queen in the first dump in the box, and so she flew back in here, and then everybody left the box that was there and went back up here. So I'll come back tonight and pick this one up. All right, today's Thursday. We're back with this how to train your bees. So back on Tuesday afternoon, and that was a previous video, and the bees, I had scraped them into that little box there on the right, and actually during the day, then on, I guess that was Monday, they moved, or yeah, Monday, they moved out of the box, moved back into the swarm trap. So obviously what happened was when I scraped them off the bottom of the box into the box on the right there, the queen actually didn't make it in there. So a bunch of bees had flew back to that swarm trap, and I'm assuming the queen flew back to the swarm trap, went in the swarm trap, and then everybody in my box left the box and went back to the swarm trap. And I had went over and picked up the box, and the next day I picked that box up on Monday night, and then the next day I opened it up and there was, maybe 2 handfuls of bees in it. So I knew something had happened. So as you seen from the previous video, I went back over there, and yeah, they were all in the swarm trap again. So that was Tuesday night. I picked this up. Today's Thursday. So we're gonna see what we have in here now. And hopefully move them out to that other box for their temporary home for now. I'll probably have to move them into a temporary box before too long. But I'm gonna set this one off to the side, set this box back up here, and see if we can get them moved in. All right, let's open this box up and see what we got. So I'll give you a little look down to the top, and as you see, as I'll take this apart, there's going to be a lot in it, but there is a lot of bees in there. This was a pretty big swarm whenever I swiped it off the bottom of the box. So let's see how many they are. And again, they've been in this box for like 2 days. So this is an empty frame, that's normal. And this one, these first 3 were totally empty. It's kind of windy today, so I'm not sure how the audio is going to turn out, but I think they're giving storms for tonight and tomorrow. So there you see in 2 days they built that and this. So we're just kind of looking to see if the queen is on here. So the initial shake off of this, they did have eggs in the little piece of comb that they had built. And I'll try to put a picture of that here in the video. That's actually sitting on my desk upstairs. So I know there's a mated queen in here from that because there was eggs already being laid. I'm gonna be careful here because I don't know if the queen is on this piece or not. Probably not. Yes, she could be. I don't see her on that side. Don't see her on this side. And just a quick glance, I don't see any eggs in that comb yet. So she may not be over here yet. There's pollen, nectar in that piece of comb. And there's already a frame of brood in this because I put it in there to hopefully hold them in the other day, but that didn't work. So this whole frame is drawn out again in 2 days. I think this is an empty frame as well. All these mediums were empty. At least initially I know they were. And I don't think I put anything in here that had this much comb on it. This has eggs on it. So, and it's crammed full of eggs. So, I'm making a quick glance for the queen. I am going to leave this one in here, and what I will do is I'll transfer these to a 10 frame box in the next few days. And then what I'll do is put a queen excluder and put this one above the queen excluder so they can get those eggs hatched out, and they won't be laying in it anymore. And I'll take the medium out of it. So I'm going to leave that one as is. That also kind of helps hold them to this box. But there is a frame of brood that's in there. So this frame here was the only one that did have drawn comb on it. It's a foundation. It's an old comb that I have. As you can see, they're covered it up. I'm going to quickly glance for the queen. And I'm sure this one's full of eggs. There's quite a bit of bee coverage on it, so I can't really see. And also it's dark comb, so hard to see eggs. There's the queen. So you guys are probably not going to see her, but she's right there. She's a caramel colored dark queen, which from this location I've caught swarms before. They have been dark queens like this, and I love that color. Again, she's right there. Let me see if I can get her up there for you. So she is right there. Her head's going this way. Just to your back end, it's caramel all the way down to almost black on the very tip. So I hope you guys can see that. So with that, I will move her over here. So she is in here. And for right now, I'm just going to leave those 5 frames there. This is a 6 frame box. But again, that outside one is that medium that they had drawn out. So I'm leaving it in that box. I'm going to go get my bee brush and brush these out because as normal, there's a lot of trash in the bottom of this. So I'll be right back. Alright, I'm going to try to brush most of these out just so I can not have to dump all that trash in there, because it gets to be a lot the longer they sit.
And they don't really want to leave this box because the queen pheromone's in this box. So that's why they keep hanging around it. And even if you dump them out, they're liable to come back to it. So I'm going to try to dump these on the front doorstep there. In a way, it kind of keeps the trash out. And I'm okay with doing this because I showed you guys the queen. So I know the queen's already in there. So I wouldn't necessarily dump those out on the ground right in front of it if I didn't already know the queen was in there. So again, this is kind of, I jokingly said how to train your bees, taking off the how to train your dragon, whatever that kid's thing was. Um, but this is 2 swarms on that same box, about a week apart. I'll need to go back and look at the dates. But it was 2 different swarms that came to that same location, and both of them started building on the underside of the box instead of going into the swarm trap. So as you've seen with this one, the second one, when I swiped them off the bottom, the queen actually went to the swarm box. So everybody moved into the swarm box after that. And then had to go make another trip over there to get that swarm box one night. So now that I got this swarm box emptied out, I'm probably going to take it back to that same location. Because again, the last 2 weeks, I've gotten 2 swarms from the exact same tree, and they both started building on the underside of the box. I have caught swarms over there before. This is probably the 4th one from that exact location. So if you are putting out swarm traps and you do happen to get some, then it's probably a good indication that that location, there's wild bees in the trees. So it would be a good location for you to keep putting swarm traps back every year. And again, swarm or wild hives can swarm multiple times. So it's best to carry multiple swarm traps. And when you pick one up, put another one right back down before you leave. That way, if you know there's another swarm in the next week, then you will get it as well. I have, this location's caught 2 this year already. I'm expecting there's another location I have every year, and I have caught, if I put the swarm traps back there, I've caught 2 at that same location every year for the past probably 4+ years. 4+ years, there's been at least 1 there every year. Same tree. I did move it down one year. It was about 20 yards down because whoever's deer stand was there, they actually moved the deer stand down into the woods. So I followed the deer stand. Next year I got the same thing. I had another swarm in the same location. So if you find you a hot spot, keep putting traps there every year and you keep getting free bees. And that's it for this how to train your bees.